on my presentation over Jane Brett. With over 60 million books in print, Jane Brett is one of the nation's foremost author-illustrators of children's books. Jane lives in a seacoast town in Massachusetts, close to where she grew up. During the summer, her family moves to a home in the Berkshire Hills of Massachusetts. As a child, she decided to be an illustrator and spent many hours reading and drawing. She says, "I remember the special quiet of rainy days when I felt that I could enter the pages of my beautiful picture books. Now I try to recreate that feeling of believing that the imaginary place I'm drawing really exists. The detail in my work helps to convince me, and I hope others as well, that such places might be real." As a student at the Boston Museum School, she spent hours in the Museum of Fine Arts. It was overwhelming to see the room-sized landscapes, towering stone sculptures. I'm delighted and surprised when fragments of these beautiful images come back to me in my paintings. Travel is also a constant inspiration. Together with her husband, Joe Hearn, who is a member of the Boston Symphony Orchestra, Jan visits many different countries where he researches the architecture and the customs that appear in her work. From cave paintings to Norwegian sleighs to Japanese gardens. I study the traditions of many countries I visit and then use them as a starting point for my children's books. Here on my presentation board there is a picture of Jane. Also here is a picture of her with elephants at the bottom left of the board. It says Jane Brett is in Bosnia, Africa, and her elephant friends. Another picture on the right is she's in Canada at the Arctic Circle. Some of her books that are one of my favorites is Armadillo Rodeo. It's about the armadillos are happy scratching sand and eating, but Bo longs for adventure, and adventures Bo gets. And the day Harmony Jean breaks in her brand new chili pepper and red boots by the banks of Cane Creek, peering out across the creek bed, Bo is sure he's spotted a rowan, rootin' tootin', shiny red armadillo. Bo's often running after his friend, right down to the Curly H rodeo, where Bo gets to do all the things he's dreamed of doing. He rides a bronc, eats red hot chili peppers, and even tries a two-step. Bo is ready to follow his pal off to the sunset, but he is about to discover his new friend is no ordinary armadillo. Miss Brett turns her storytelling talents toward the Texas side country in this warm and funny story of an armadillo on his own. Luckily, Ma Armadillo and her boys are searching for Bo in the borders to bring him back home. Another book that I have on the bottom left of the board is called Gingerbread Friends. Confident and cocky, the gingerbread baby sets out to find a friend just his size. But instead, he has an adventure he'll never forget. He happens upon a bakery where all is not as it seems. The sugar cookie girl and the other sweet treats stare straight ahead, not saying a word, as he dances and prances in front of them. Not only does the gingerbread baby not find a friend, but he's chased by a hungry mama mouse and a long line of creatures, a cat, a dog, a fox, and he races home. But thanks to the boy, Maddie, a fantastic surprise awaits the discouraged gingerbread baby. One so perfect that it almost burst out of the book in this delicious sequel to the Gingerbread Baby. Another one of my favorites at the right-hand corner of the board is called Trouble with Trolls. The trolls who live on Mount Baldy long for a dog. An empty dog basket lies in front of their fireplace next to a water dish. The dog pictures cover the dirt walls of their underground home. There's only one problem: where to get the dog? And this is when Treva's trouble with trolls begin, when she sets off with her dogs, Tuffy, to visit her cousin and the greedy trolls spot Tuffy. Treva's never even seen a troll before, yet this feisty heron is not only brave but quite quick-thinking, quick enough to outwit one troll after another until she reaches the very top of the mountain, where all 5 trolls are waiting, and they want dog. Another one of my favorite books is The Mitten. It is one of my all-time favorites. When Nicky drops his white mitten in the snow, he goes on without realizing that it is missing. One by one, woodland animals find the mitten and crawl in. First a curious mole, then a rabbit, a badger, and others, each one larger than the last. Finally, a big brown bear is followed in by a tiny brown mouse. And what happens next makes a wonderful, funny climax. As the story of the animals is in the mitten unfolds, the reader can see Nicky in the borders of each page, walking through the woods, unaware of what is going on. Once again, Jan Brett has created a dramatic and beautiful picture book in her distinctive style. She brings the animals to life with warmth and humor, and her illustrators are full of visual delights and details faithful to the Ukrainian tradition from which the story comes. After seeing my board, I hope you agree that Jan Brett has a lot of great books, and you'll go and read your books to your new students. Thank you and have a great day.